unite Poland and Lithuania. So all of a sudden you have Poland, which was sort of a minor state, and Lithuania, which was sort of a minor state. They are united, and they emerge into this huge power, which stretches up into the Balkans and all the way south. And they control power for, the next 300 years. Unlike in Russia, where we saw power shift from the nobility to the monarch, right? The opposite happens in the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. So power shifts from a single monarch to a wider nobility. They're assembled in the Diet, which is the Polish-Lithuanian assembly.
The Congress.
Yes. Yeah. Sort of like the parliament.
Right. Oh, okay.
Except that all nobles have a say. And it has this really funky thing called the Liberum veto. We know what a veto is, right? CJ, what's a veto?
It's a block, like.
Right. So, like, if the U.S. Congress passes a bill, Obama doesn't like it, he can just say no.
Veto.
Right? The problem with the Liberum veto is that if any single noble says, I don't like this, he can block it. Do you think that makes it easier or harder to get things done? Harder, right? If we all decide, if we were talking about, like, I'm going to bake for you guys, and I say I'm going to make brownies.
Veto.
Right. CJ says brownies. I say I'm going to make cookies.
Veto.
Right. Same thing happens. It's incredibly difficult for Poland to make any choices. Yeah, not a great system. And so Poland in the 1500s sort of starts to lose power. They have this last moment of greatness in 1683 when Jan Sobieski drives the Ottomans out of Vienna, but that's sort of the last moment of greatness for Poland. They dwindle over the next 100 years, and in 1795 they're divided into three parts between Russia, Prussia, and Austria. And
Russia what?
Russia, you don't need to know this. Russia, sadly, but you should. It made me happy. Russia, Prussia, and Austria. And Poland ceases to exist. Russia, Prussia, which becomes sort of Germany eventually, and Austria. Austria-Hungary, and that's the end of Poland until 1918.
Like no more Poland.
No more Poland. Poland disappears completely between 1795
And how does it come back on the
1918.
map?
Poland is sort of on the winning side of World War I, and so they get to become a country again, which is also when Ukraine becomes a country for the first time.
And Ukraine got more land than Poland.
Well, not initially, because Poland between World War I and World War II is much larger than it is today.
Oh,
That's a
really?
different story. Yes, you may go to the back. So that's Poland. Our next state that we're going to talk about is Hungary. So like Poland, Hungary is... Hungary, yes, I'm also hungry, but... No.
No.
Like Poland, Hungary is also Roman Catholic. It's a huge empire, much, much, much larger than it is today. So they control present-day Slovakia, Croatia, parts of Romania. It's a big state.
Right.
Their luck sort of starts to run out in, well, the monarchy's luck starts to run out in 1222 when Andras II, you don't need to know his name, hurts my soul every time I say that, signs the Golden Bull of 1222, which limits royal power. He's forced to do this by his nobles. Can you guys think of another time in history when a king or an emperor has been King John and what?
They
Magna
forced him to
Carta.
watch it.
Kenny.
Yeah, boy.
You guys gotta look out. Kenny is like gunning for the top of this class.
Can. Way to go, buddy.
So that sort of starts the end of the power of this single monarch, right? And it spreads out to the nobility, which, like Poland, ultimately becomes its demise. In 1241, a year after they conquer Kiev, the Mongols overrun Hungary, and that sort of begins a really slow decline. In 1526, the Ottoman Turks, who are moving north, ultimately end Hungarian
I
independence.
assume the Ottoman Turks turned to Turkey.
Yes. All right, one more slide. Right? May I?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. If I started putting the PowerPoints on the portal so you guys can print them out and take notes on them in class, would you like that?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Or you could just leave them on the portal. Cause like Miss Wayne, she for biology, she.
Well, I'm thinking of like for note-taking purposes in class. Would you guys actually print them out?
Yeah, like what Siri does is like she'll print out the PowerPoint and give us extra lines and
Yeah, okay.
No, I don't like. Okay.
Well, we can talk about that, but something to think about. So the last state that we read about last night was the Serbian Principality, right? So Hungary and Poland, what was their religion, both of them?
Roman Catholic.
Roman Catholicism. Serbia is heavily influenced by Byzantium. Remember, they're sort of south of that divide. So they get Orthodox Christianity
What's the
from
difference?
Byzantium between Orthodox Christianity and Catholicism. Who remembers? This was in 9.1.
these exams are gonna be hard.
We're gonna review plenty.
And
What's
it's
the
not
difference
bad
between
divided
Orthodox
as well.
Christianity and
Have you seen
From what I know,
and Catholicism?
they're pretty similar.
They're fairly similar. They're both variants of Christianity, obviously. First of all, they recognize different authorities. So Catholicism recognizes the Pope, right? Who does Orthodox Christianity
The
recognize?
patriarch.
The Patriarch. They have significantly different views on the use of icons. So icons are really, really important
Icons of languages.
in Orthodox Christianity, not so much in Catholicism.
Right.
In fact, for a long time in Catholicism, they're seen as a really bad thing. And there's some other doctrinal differences that we'll talk about a little bit more when we review, because I don't want to get sucked into that for too long. But if you want to stay for a second after class, we can talk a little more about it. All right. So they adopt Orthodox Christianity in the 800s, and by the late 1100s, they've sort of started to develop their own state. The height of their state is in the 1300s with Stefan Dusan. I know it's an S, but it's Dusan. He's one of the most powerful monarchs in all of Eastern Europe during this period. He really encourages the growth of a culture that's based on Byzantine ways. In fact, he even models his laws after the Justinian codes. This is another example of the Justinian code spreading beyond Byzantium. And much like the Hungarians, their end comes thanks to the Ottomans, who they were defeated by at the Battle of Kosovo in 1389. Alright. So I'm going to turn the projector off, but while I'm doing that, I want you guys to think about our focus question. Oh, do you need another second? Ah!
What is that?
Desktop.
What?
Yeah, woo!
Go, who's yours?
Who?
Who's yours?
No, it's all about that Ohio State. Let's get it.
Oh my god, I hate you.
What? Buckeye Nation. All day, every
Who's yours
day.
is the Indiana, don't worry about it. It's the Indiana mascot.
You mean
Yes.
Cougars? Hoosiers.
Hoosiers, and definitely do not mean Hoosiers. We good?
You said Cougars, right? Hooters? Hooters, disgusting.
Okay.
The one I live next to is really good.
Take your phone to the bathroom, we need 2 seconds.
Dude, the one I live
Alright.
next to.
Go to Hooters, get wings,
Okay.
and go to Buffalo
So,
Wild Wings.
focus question. How did
No,
geography,
Sliders is so much better than Buffalo.
Kanaski,
Yes, I'm here.
the focus question, how did geography and ethnic diversity contribute to the turmoil of Eastern European history? You have 20 seconds to think about this, and then we're going to try to answer it together, okay?
What's the definition of turmoil?
The downfall.
Turmoil, like,
Like a debacle.
no, not so much debacle as like chaos.
But bad chaos.
Bad, well, chaos is almost always bad, but definitely bad.
How would you use turmoil in a sentence?
The turmoil of this class.
The turmoil caused by the undecided elections led to,
No president.
Could that happen?
Led to
it
constant
happened in
riots.
2000, right? In 2000, it took us almost 2 months to decide who'd won the presidential election.